This is Doofy McButterscotch, and we're back for more movie reviews. We didn't get to do the Muppet Christmas Carol, so we're going to do that and get done with Michael Caine. Well, you know, if you've seen one of the 1,000 movies about A Christmas Carol, you know exactly what this is about. Replace all the people with Muppets, and Michael Caine is Ebenezer Scrooge, and yeah, it's self-explanatory. I don't really need to tell you the plot because it's been done a bazillion different times. So if you haven't seen any version of A Christmas Carol, you are living under a rock, and I don't know how you have gotten this far in life and not read or watched any story about A Christmas Carol. That would just be bizarre. Anyway, what do I think of Michael Caine? Well, he's the usual British actor. He doesn't seem too special. He's okay. I'm not gonna go goo goo gaga over the dude. He's not the most terrible, but he's not the best. That's about it. Jim Carrey, let's see his movies. Batman Forever. Well, I watched all of the Batman films a while ago when I was a little kid, so you know, Jim Carrey was my favorite actor as a little kid, so of course when I watched any of his movies back then, I automatically thought they were awesome just because they had Jim Carrey in them. And Batman Forever, it's also got another one of my favorite actors, Tommy Lee Jones. That guy, there's just something about that guy that I really, really like. I don't know what it is. I don't know, but you know, I like Tommy Lee Jones. But we're not on that guy's videos yet, so we'll get back to him later. Anyway, Batman Forever, the Riddler, and Two-Face. I thought it was a pretty good film. I liked it. Of course, I was a little kid when I watched it. I have not rewatched it since, so I can't give you an updated opinion of the movie. I can't wait until they redo the Riddler and the new Batman movies. I think that'll be cool since they did Two-Face and a whole bunch of other characters. It's going to be a little weird because the new Batman movies are all about updating a character to less of a cartoonish way and more of a realistic way, so it's going to be a bit hard to redo the Riddler and make him look like a serious villain that could exist in the real world. But I'd look forward to how they did. They'd probably fuck it up, but I'd still watch the movie just to see who they picked to play him and how it turned out, even if it got the worst reviews ever. But anyway, Batman Forever, it's pretty good. Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Now, this wasn't really my favorite Jim Carrey film. And as far as Batman Forever, that wasn't really a Jim Carrey film. He was a major supporting character, but it wasn't really his film like the other ones down here later on. But Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, I was never really into that movie. I mean, I always preferred the childhood one that was in cartoon. I didn't really like this one that much. Even as a kid, I kind of thought it was blah. It wasn't really that great for me, but you might like it. But I just thought Jim Carrey was way, way too creepy in this one, and I didn't like it. I didn't. The Mask, however, is a different story. It's one of my favorite childhood classics. I watched this one probably over 100 times as a little kid. I loved it. It was just the greatest. It was one of the best performances by Jim Carrey ever. The Mask. before they trashed it with the sequel. Don't watch the sequel, you will be disappointed because it sucks very badly. Extremely badly, and it's just downright terrible. It's not good at all. But we're not reviewing that movie, and thank God that movie is not in this book. So, anyway, back to The Mask. It was absolutely terrific. One of the best. And it's got Ben Stein, who kinda sounds like me sometimes. So, if you're a fan of me, look out for that guy. Unless you're watching it on TV, which of course they cut out Ben Stein. I don't know why the hell they do, but they do. They cut out Ben Stein, which is bullshit. It's total bullshit. But they do it anyway. I thought it was magnificent. It's a piece of art. Alright. Next up we got Liar Liar. Yeah, it's a good comedy movie. It's got a lot of Jim Carrey. It's about Jim Carrey being a liar, and then his little kid wishes that he'd never lie again, which is absolutely a horrible move. That kid is a little bitch, because he's got no idea how impossible it is to get through life without lying. And I'm not a pathological liar, but shit. If I had to tell the truth and nothing but the truth throughout my entire life, I gotta tell you, I'd go from being like a deadbeat who plays video games to a absolute total loser in life if I couldn't lie at all. That would just be the worst life ever. That'd just be terrible. I'd be an outcast. Nobody would like me. I'd just be an ass. But anyway, Liar Liar is a good movie. If you haven't watched it and you like comedy films and you like Jim Carrey, you gotta watch it. You gotta do it right now. I don't think it's on Netflix, so you might have to go to Blockbuster and rent it. Next up, we got The Truman Show. Now this one's kind of a comedy and a drama film, so it's kind of like Click with Adam Sandler. It starts off really super duper funny, but as it goes on, it gets sadder and sadder and sadder. It gets really sad. It's all about Jim Carrey, and there's a news crew that is doing a show all about his life from birth up until the age he is now, and he finds out that his whole life has been a TV show, and he wants to get the fuck out of there. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, imagine if they did a show on like My Whole Life or Your Whole Life. Every single second of it. Now, sometimes we do some shit in our lives that we would absolutely want people to see all across the world. But on every other day, we do some things that are a little bit lame or embarrassing. And the last thing you want is for people to tune in and watch you fuck up at life. God damn, it's bad. But yeah, it's a really good movie, and I'm running out of time, so we will review Dumb and Dumber in the next video. See ya!